Hello and welcome everyone. A few days ago, I took on the Kelso Climax Mission on Master Difficulty solo, and I got it done. I only wiped once, and that was even before the hunters. The hunter encounter, first try, I got it done. So on my second attempt at this solo, I got it done, and I thought I'd do a video just explaining to you guys any tips I have through going through the mission. I'm going to show you the build that I use, the modifiers and things like that. But what I will say before we go into any of it is I'm not saying this is the most efficient way of doing this, or the best way of doing this, or the best build to do this in. It took me 57 minutes, so I already know through conversation with people that people are doing this much quicker. I was recording like a pre-recorded video at the time, and I think if I went back at this and really tried to do as fast as I could, I'd probably get around about the 30-minute mark with the build I'm showing you today and some of the strategies. So yeah, just bear that in mind when you're leaving comments. I would say if you've got any different strategy or any different information today to share with people that you think is more efficient and better, even the builds or whatever, comment down below in the video description so people watching this can read through the comments if they are also looking to do this mission solo. I had a lot of fun though. It's quite intense. I did the Theo Parnell Master Mission solo last time out, and I did that pretty much first try, as quick as I did this one. Really, I do feel like this one was a little bit harder because of the onslaught of enemies and obviously the 4 hunter encounter. So let's get straight into this. I'm going to take you through the mission now, area by area, and give you some tips. But first, let's have a look at the build that I used. This is the same build that I did for the Theo Parnell Master Mission solo, but for that, I did add a bit more survivability. I took Obliterate off the chest piece for Unbreakable, and I took the crit damage mods off the build and threw on Protection from Elites mods. I felt like I needed a bit more survivability for that, whereas this one, I did start a little bit like that. I had crit damage mods instead, and I did throw on Unbreakable, but that's on the run where I wiped before the hunters. So I felt like I needed more damage on this one, so I switched back to Obliterate, and yeah, we'll go through the build now. You see the Lexingtons on there. I actually swapped that out for the Saint Elmos. I'll explain in a few moments, but we'll start with the specialization. I think the gunner specialization is very important. That's for 2 reasons really. You get the 10% armor on kill, which I think is very beneficial, and you also get replenishment of your ammo. Ammo was an issue on this mission for me, and I was very happy to get that ammo replenished when I had it. So gunner, definitely in my opinion. Now, the weapon you want to use on the build is entirely up to you. You can go to Lexington if you want to, but I went to St. Elmo's engine because of the shock rounds. Like, they come in handy so often. Like, when you got that shock round, the amount of times they can get you out of a pickle, or there's an ad that you want to kill that keeps on going in cover, but you're able to shock it in place and just get the kill on them. It's very good. So the Lexington obviously hits harder. There's other ARs that hit harder, but I really do like the St. Elmo's engine. And as you can see, I've got mine like at 27 expertise as well, which really helps. Secondary and sidearm I didn't use at all on this mission. And in the build that I used looks like this. It's 4-piece striker, and you can see a lot of blue cores. And that's because of the modifiers. It was the same last season. We're very powerful with these modifiers. We've been lucky with that, and that enables you to invest a lot into survivability, and that's why I've done this. So outside of modifiers, it's probably not a great build, but with the modifiers, it hits very hard. The striker mask there, we've got a blue armor core. We got crit damage on that, a crit damage mod. Striker gloves, it's a blue armor core with crit damage. Striker knee pads is a blue armor core with crit damage, and then the striker holster is a red weapon damage core with crit damage on it, and that's my 4 striker pieces. The chest piece, I go Palisade, and that's to add to the 10% armor on kill from the specialization. It makes it 20% armor on kill. Again, there's a blue armor core on that. I've got crit chance and crit damage with a critical hit damage mod, and then Obliterate as the talent. And the backpack, I am using the exotic Memento backpack, which comes with all 3 cores there. Got crit damage mod on that, and we all know what the Memento does. It's very, very handy, and I think a must for this build for survivability and extra damage as well. When you've got full striker stacks with this build and you got full Obliterate, you really do great damage, even though you got all these blue cores. And with the Crusader shield here that we're using in the skill slot, that's a 6 skill tier shield. Now, we're going to be taking advantage of the modifiers for the shield as well, but even when you don't have overdrive active, you will still have a 6 skill tier shield, which is great. And I run a revive hive as well. Now, with how this is set up, a lot of people aren't going to like the statistics. Whenever I show crit chance this low, people are like, I'm not using that build. The crit chance is too low. Well, that's up to you. You can amend it if you want to. But I run it at 31% crit chance and 147.7 crit hit damage. And if you want to invest more into critical hit chance, you can do. Like, there's numerous things you can do. You can take out the Palisade, bring in Cheska. That's going to get you 8% more crit hit chance there. You can take off some crit damage mods and put some crit chance mods on instead. That'll take you close or above 40%. If you want that. Now, normally I do like to be a 40% critical hit chance minimum, but it is what it is. I just have 31 and it works fine. I've completed the solo master with it. So definitely some tweaks I could do to the build, or you can do if you want to change those statistics. Now we're going to go on to the modifiers now before we go through the mission area by area. The main modifier, the active modifier you want to use is Overdrive, because when you proc this, you are instantly getting weapon damage, you get skill damage, rate of fire, and an unlimited ammo supply while Overdrive is active, you know? And that shield basically becomes invincible as well, which is very, very handy. So Overdrive, the passive modifiers, I'm using critical momentum, so my crits have a 40% chance to grant 1% momentum. I'll be building that momentum on crits. I've got critical recovery, so my critical hits restore 0.5% of my maximum armor. And I was also running with this, which is pointless, microwave coils. I normally run that with a pulse, so enemies go on fire. So if you want to switch that out for something else, you can do things that might work here. Maybe things like reactive reinforcement, so you're healing your armor when your shield takes damage. That could be really good. Fortified shield maybe as well. Pick what you want for the third passive modifier there. As you can see, the one I was using was redundant, and I didn't really take any advantage of it. But that's the build that I used. Now let's have a look at area by area and give you some tips. And just before we do go through this, if you want to see the full run, I will have it uploaded on my VODs channel. I'll try and link it down below as well. Once it's uploaded, you can watch the full run if you want to. Now, the first area, I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it actually was. You know what you got to do here? You got to take out the generators to stop the turrets and just clear ads. I head over to the right and I work my way around the area. The turrets can be random, but I'll proc Overdrive right away. I'll get the shield out and I'll use this area here where this first generator is if I get a lot of ads on top of me, just to get a few of them cleared. Now, you can get lucky with what generators you need to take out here, which will really help, but this area is actually quite easy. As long as you take your time, clear some ads, move slowly, all you've got to do is take advantage of that Overdrive, get your shield out. You're practically invincible as long as you keep everything in front of you. Focus on getting these generators out as quick as possible, and then once they're done, just clear up on the ads and make sure you don't get like swarmed by them or flanked by them or anything like that. Again, this area isn't too difficult. Now, once we're done with the first area and we go into the second area, this area gets quite intense. Now, I played aggressive and I pushed for the enemies. As you can see here, I've got an Overdrive to proc again if I want to. And I'm trying to be quite aggressive with the enemies and kill them as quick as possible. You get spawns at the back of the area here. I think some spawns will come behind you as well. You get chopper spawns spawning in also. And the position I'm in right now is very vulnerable. You will get flanked. So play this how you want, really. Now, I got through this area playing it this way by being slightly aggressive, allowing them to flank and just watching those flanks. I did take it down at some point, though, as well. It did get risky. So I do have an alternate strategy, even though I've got no gameplay to show of it. But the whole area is just about staying alive, trying to watch your flanks, try and find a comfortable position, and if you can, get all the enemies in front of you so you've got nothing behind you. And again, with Overdrive and your invincible shield, you'll be absolutely fine. Some chungers will spawn in that will throw grenades at you though, so you do need to be careful about that. They come in from the choppers mainly, so if you see them coming in, my advice is to aim for the backpack right away to get that to explode and deal with them as quick as possible. But another strategy you could use here, I'm just clearing up on the last enemy now, is from the start of this area, you could push forward to where the enemies are, take them out and aim for where this exit is. No enemies will spawn here, so you could look back and have the whole area to look at with all the enemies and have them all in front of you like I just said. So maybe that's an option for you if you want to try that. Again, I didn't try it, that was like an afterthought as I finished with the area. That could work quite well, just getting past the enemies and looking backwards. It could work. Moving on to the next area now. This is the area where this can, again, be very tricky. This is where I wiped before the hunters on my first attempt at this when I had Unbreakable on the chest piece. Again, I just got overwhelmed. I got flanked too easily. Spawns are happening all over the place. I missed a spawn. There's mortars going off at this point as well, and it was a nightmare. So for my second attempt, what I thought I'd do is exactly what I just said with the last area. I'm going to push forward and go past the ads and look back at them, and that's what I did. Now you'll see how close I am to dying here, but I got past through the gate. I get my shield out, I proc overdrive, and now I have pretty much an invincible shield, and all of the enemies are going to be in front of me. This is also where I am going to want to be for the hunter encounter, so I'm getting prepped for that as well. You do need to be careful of mortars still while you're this side of the fence, because mortars will still hit you. So be careful of that. If you drop back a little bit more, I think they won't hit you, but one's just about to hit me now. You do need to watch for that. If you take too many of them, you will go down. They are a risk, but this is quite a safe area to deal with all the ads. You will need a little bit of patience. Some ads might not rush you as quick as you want them to. You might want to go inside a little bit to deal with that, but a very safe area. Another good area for this encounter is where we just came into the area when we opened that door on the container. We walked through it. You can antagonize the ads from there, go back to where we came into this area and do the same sort of thing there, funnel the ads towards you, and that's also a good place to take on the hunters as well. So either or. I did it this way though, and this way was safe enough. Now once you have killed all of the ads and all the spawns are done, you would have secured the courtyard, and the 4 hunters are going to spawn in. It doesn't matter that you're playing solo, you're going to get 4 hunters. Now when I'm playing in a group, this is sort of the position that I take, but solo, they just rushed me. Like, they were aggressive. So I pull back here to hit a restock in this tent. This is where your restock's going to be if you need it. As I come back out here, they just swarm me, and things start to get a little bit edgy here. I will keep the gameplay going so you can see what I mean. This location is normally good though, and we will use this location in a few moments time when we thin the hunters out a little bit. Another tip here as well is that you might want to turn modifiers off, because frenzied hunters are no fun. I had 2 frenzied hunters here, so if you want to kind of not have that, you can turn modifiers off before you enter the area to begin with, and try and deal with this without modifiers if you want to. Modifiers can work against you at this point. So you can see now they're kind of swarming me. I'm getting loads around me. One comes to my left here, and I just make a run for the tent. I know I'm in trouble. They nearly take me out. As EMP'd at that point, we nearly failed. But this position here is what I found when I did that. I was like, okay, this looks quite safe. And it is. This is a fantastic position for the hunters if you're playing solo. You can kind of corner peek this tent here and just keep on shooting them. You're going to need a lot of patience. You want to get your striker stacks built up, your obliterate stacks built up. And when they are built up, you will do good damage to these hunters. They will try and harm you, but you can kind of corner peek so you take no damage and you can do damage to them. And that's what we're trying to do from this position. Just look at that damage on the armor there to that hunter. Now remember, each hunter is going to heal at least once, I think it is. Once they've done a heal, they won't heal again. And remember, if they're frenzied, they'll heal as well. This is why you kind of don't want to have frenzied hunters. But I have 2 non-frenzied and 2 frenzied here. It didn't take me too long though, and before I knew it, 1 hunter was dead, and a sense of relief at this point. I was like, I've killed a hunter, only 3 to go, and I stayed here. I stayed here until I got the 2nd hunter dead as well. You will need patience, but you can see I'm getting the 2nd hunter down now, and he's dead. And you may need to restock at some point. If you do need to restock, just make it sure it's when they don't have eyeline at this door here. They'll be moving about all the time, and make sure you time a restock right. Now, once I killed 2, I only had the 2 hunters that were frenzied that were left. One was way off in the back. They didn't even advance, and one was here. So it's like a one-on-one situation. Now, when it was one-on-one, I thought I'm going to leave the tent area and go back outside to my normal sort of group position. And this worked out very well. Just like I said, this vehicle here is a great cover. You can do the corner peek on this cover as well, where the hunter will hit the vehicle. It won't hit you, but you can still hit them. And that's what you kind of want. You want to find a bit of cover that you can do that with. As you can see here, it's perfect. I'm able to just keep on shooting him in his head. And while he's shooting me, he's just hitting the vehicle. And this is what you're trying to get here. And you want to keep an eye on any other hunters. So that other hunter that's still alive as well is well out the picture right now, which is allowing us to have a free shot at this one, which is frenzied, and to get the kill. And I've got max striker stacks here. I got max obliterate, and his health bar's going down very, very quickly. He's just took out my shield. That doesn't matter. We're now going to go and get the kill, and that's 3 hunters down, 1 to go. I had to go into the other area to entice him out for this one because he didn't even know I existed anymore. It was the same scenario with this one. It came out, it took the same position as the last one, which enabled me to just use this piece of cover. Depending on where the hunter goes, you can work this cover however you like. Like if they're over to the right, you'll use the left side of this cover. It's just perfect. He's now just moving position. It's as if he knows what I'm trying to do. He's hitting a heal, but just look how quick we can kill this frenzied hunter. And this is where like the St. Elmo shock rounds can come in handy if he gets a shock mag. Like his armor's going down so quickly there, just 2 mags, and the 3rd mag now is going to go and kill him. And that's the 4th hunter done. And I've done the most difficult part of the mission in my eyes. I think this is probably the toughest part, especially with the area before with all the ads and the mortars. But now moving on, we head to the next area. Now with this area, I get very lucky. I nearly go down, as you'll see now, but you got 2 turrets in the area that you need to take care of. And there's a lot of ads. Now, I'm guessing there's ways you could play this safe and do the turrets at the end. You could probably use your overdrive, sit at the back, and just let all the ads kind of approach you. You go back to the other area and funnel them through as well if you want to. I think I end up doing that. But I go into the area and just go straight for the turrets. Might not be the best idea. But it's what I did. You see, I get stuck here. There's an ad spawn behind me. How I don't die right now, I don't know. So my advice is not to push straight into this area and go for the turrets. It's very risky. It paid off though for me, thankfully, and the overdrive shield is what's keeping me alive at this point. Without that, I would definitely be dead. But you do need to take out the 2 turrets eventually. Now once I've done that, it's just killing ads and it's just position yourself. This position here isn't too bad with the turrets down. You can see most of the area. A spawn will come behind you though, and you are risking getting sandwiched. So my advice is exactly what I just told you. Instead of going deep into the area, just get their attention and pull back to where you enter the area. Nothing's going to come behind you. There's no risk of getting sandwiched. You've got a restock box here and they're going to advance on you, and you can just kill all the ads from here. Just work this corner, kill everything that approaches you, have that overdrive shield active so you've got your shield out and you're practically invincible, and just keep on killing ads until all the spawns are done. Once the spawns are done, you can then go out and deal with the turrets without having to worry about ad spawns. Now this next bit, once you're done with that area, is an absolute nightmare. Mortars are back. There's enemies, and yeah, I think I get hit by a mortar here, really, and it just scared me from the get-go. I was like, whoa, okay, don't want anything to do with that. So I just played from the entrance of the area, similar to what I just advised for the previous. I let all the ads come to me, and I cleared all the ads from here while trying to dodge these mortars. It's the safest way to do that for me. I wouldn't really push through here and try and be too aggressive, because those mortars can hit you at any point and it's game over. However, there is one tip I got advised, actually, at the time of recording this. I just did a stream and somebody told me for this area, you can just run straight past everybody into the end. And if you can do that, all the ads despawn. So I'll leave that up to you. If you fancy doing that when you first open this door and go into the area, there's only a few ads about. If you think that you can run straight past them and survive, maybe even switch your build, you get to the end of this runway before you go into the next area, you can just dodge all of this and not have to deal with it. So you can give that a go if you want. That'll also save some time. We tested it in a group and they told us in stream and it did work. It worked a treat. So that's also another option if you don't want to have to deal with these. And once you get to the other end of this walkway, you're basically at the last part. You've got 2 areas now. You'll deal with the boss in this area before he moves on to the last area, and it's just killing ads, dealing with the boss. In the final area, there's 2 turrets to deal with again. I really didn't know what to do here, but I noticed there's that elevated point there. I was just remembering all the ad spawn points, because they spawn from the back here, they spawn from the far corner. And as far as quite an open area, if I go in there, I'm going to get sandwiched potentially, and it's going to get a little bit tricky. So I decided to go up this ladder. Now, I don't know whether this is the best way of doing it. It worked for me. We went up this ladder. You're right on a spawn point, though, which can be a good thing at the same time. Just hit that overdrive, get the shield out, and just do the whole area from up here. Your biggest risk is that spawn point to your right. They can climb up with you when they jump down. So you've got to be careful about that. And they can also climb up the ladder that I just used to get up here. You'll see someone just jumped up with me now. But again, not a bad thing if you can deal with it, because you're getting rid of some ads right away, like that healer. You know, that's a high priority ad. We're able to deal with him right away. So you got to be careful of that, though. And yeah, it worked a treat. There's going to be multiple ad spawns near you, so keep an eye on the radar. There's also going to be some rocket NPCs that spawn in and try and shoot rockets at you, and the boss is going to spawn in at some point as well. But just clear all the ads, make the boss go immune, and the encounter will move on to the next area. And if you do make it this far, you've practically done it. This is probably the easiest part of the mission. You just do it from this side of the plane. You got a restock box here. You've got an overdrive shield. Just kill everything in front of you. A lot of cover in front of you. There's only one risk at this point, and that is there'll be one spawn in this area. I will show you that in the gameplay in a moment, but only 2 ads spawn out of it. Just keep an eye. When you see that radar flash red, deal with them, and then everything's in front of you. You can just stay here and kill everything until everything is dead. And that spawn to the left that I mentioned is just about to happen. I'll just kill these few ads. And here you go, seeing the red on the radar there, 2 ads jumped out of the back of this truck. But there's only 2 ads, nice and easy, done. I was back to facing the final area there. They're pushing through because I was distracted. But that's the most riskiest part of this. You then just stay here and kill everything. The boss is rushing me now, so he's about to die. And once everything's dead, you're pretty much done. The last part that you need to deal with is just going in and disabling the 2 turrets, but nothing an overdrive shield won't handle. So there's turret 1. And here's turret 2. With all ads dead and the 2 turrets done, you've completed your solo mastery. And that's everything I've got for you. I hope it has been helpful. I just wanted to share with you how I did it. Again, like I said at the start of the video, there might be better spots, better ways of doing this, a better build to use, but I did that. It took me 57 minutes. I reckon I can get that down to 30 minutes if I really tried. Could probably go and do that now, but I know people are doing this in about 20 minutes, I think. So definitely more efficient ways, but that's my way, and I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Please do hit like, comment down below, like I said, with any tips that you got for other people. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here as well. Come and check out our Discord communities if you need help with this mission. Also, there's some great active communities, all linked down in the video description. But until next time, thank you for watching this one, and take care.